are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilization, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the landing party. I'm your host, Graham Nolan, and today's captain's log is Stardate 2507.16. We're on episode 60, and The Children Shall Lead, which was written by Edward Laxo and directed by Marvin Chomsky. When you hire a writer that has never written science fiction or Star Trek, and a director that has never directed science fiction or Star Trek, you end up with And the Children Shall Lead. In actuality, the original concept of a demonic creature controlling children owes much to Village of the Damned and predates William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist, but it was never going to work on the level they had hoped because of network interference. With an evil manipulating children and the mass suicide of their parents, the censors removed plot points and watered down dialogue. It's not that Lasko wasn't good. He had written for other TV shows, most notably one of my favorites, 33 episodes of the excellent Combat. He just didn't understand sci-fi or the regular characters of the show, which caused a lot of script doctoring to bring them around to model, and not too successfully, I might add. Director Chomsky was good with children, but was steamrolled by the regular cast, who really played to the back row in this episode. Craig Hundley, who plays the oldest kid, was 13 when this episode filmed. He was no stranger to Star Trek, having played Kirk's nephew in the first season episode Operation Annihilate. He was a busy child actor at the time, but even more interesting is that he was also a child jazz prodigy and had his own band, the Craig Hundley Trio. I'm going to call up some of his music a little bit later. Actor Craig Hundley also made a musical contribution to Star Trek later on. Under the name Craig Huxley, he invented the blaster beam, which was an 18-foot aluminum bar strung with piano wire and played with artillery shells. The instrument's distinctive metallic twang was used to represent V'ger on Jerry Goldsmith's soundtrack to Star Trek The Motion Picture. James Horner used it as well for his Star Trek soundtracks, and Huxley composed the song Genesis Project for Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan in 1982. The casting of famed attorney Melvin Belli as the Gorgon was a stunt cast to garner publicity for the episode and pissed off many of the cast. Walter Koenig was particularly angry because he felt Belli did a terrible job and took the job away from a working actor. Raymond Burr was actually the original choice to play the Gorgon, and that would have been kind of cool, I think. So that is your captain's log for tonight. Let's bring in our truncated cast because we have Aaron can't be here today. So we got Lepresti, the Gorgon, Trianu. What? Wait, explain that. What does that mean?
Read it again.
Lepresti, the Gorgon of Trianu.
Trianu. So never mind.
Okay. You're trying to, is that supposed to be like Triacus? Trianus? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to that Star Wars girl.
Hi.
Which I can pronounce. Hello.
So I just put,
Hello.
never mind.
Yeah, unlike the guys, I never come up with a creative name. I'm so boring. Let me switch it to that Star Trek girl.
Yes. Would you please do that before you come on?
I know.
My God.
Hey, you got to come up with some new material there, Anna.
I know. I'm failing hard at this.
You could have put, I don't know, a lot of different things you could have used.
Now, I watched this today, and I can't tell you the last time I watched this episode. It's been probably a decade or more. I always skip it. And I have to say, I was less, I how do I put this? I hated it less than I thought I was going to hate
Yes,
it.
I'll tell you what. But go ahead.
You agree with that?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%, because I watched it today too, just because
Yeah.
I need to refresh because it's been longer for me, probably 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
since I watched
I mean,
that.
it could be that long. I just have no idea how long it's been because I always avoided it. You know how back in the day when the TV guide would come out and you'd circle the Star Trek episodes you wanted to watch, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
This one, you don't even remember TV guide.
I know.
But
Yeah,
nice play.
it's definitely, it took me by surprise because I was starting to think, that's actually kind of interesting. You know, like a couple of moments and the things like Spock brought up. A couple of the messages they were trying to send in there, there were some layers to it. There was a cult message,
Right.
about cults. There was messaging about being on drugs and depression, you know, and then the family thing. And I was kind of wrestling with, was it trying to be anti? Like I guess it bugged me a little bit the way that Gorgon looked like an angel and this and that, and how he was able to use his silver tongue to deceive these followers. And he's, you know, and the whole message underneath it is how easily brainwashed people are,
Mhm.
if, you know, and how people who want to retain power, you know, can't handle the truth. They don't want to face, you know, they use lies to retain power.
I think there's even a line there where Spock says to Kirk that evil,
Yes.
evil. What does he say? Evil, you know, somehow uses the innocent or something like that. I can't remember what the line was now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah. There's some good stuff in here. There really is.
Yeah. They've got, the ideas were good, you know, but then it gets so thrown off by all the stupidity in it.
Yeah.
But there's, you know, I was kind of wrestling with, are they saying it? Are they being anti-religion or anti-Christian or anti, you know, or making a statement about how people who are religious and go to church, or are they saying that the devil uses, you know, the disguise of goodness to conduct evil, you know? So I mean,
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that the Gorgon represents the silver tongue of the devil that offers these things to these children, you know, because they are innocents. You know, they're like Adam and Eve. You know, and it coerces them and uses them.
Well, the interesting thing about that is we're living in a time now, not to get all political, but where each side in this particular polarized country points at the other and said, no, that's you. You know what I mean? The left will say that, oh, that's the Christian or Catholic right. And then the right says, oh, no, that's you and you're, you know, you're an anti-faith cult kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it's like interesting. That's why it's like you have to make your own judgment on it. But I found it an interesting thought. You know, it made me think for sure more than I ever had.
There's a point there where Kirk calls him the Gorgon, and I wondered, how do you know that? How do you know he's the Gorgon? Nobody's ever said his name.
No, he just says, it would show yourself to me, Gorgon, or something.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing. Like, why did he call him that? Nobody called him that the whole episode.
Yeah, it makes you wonder,
Well,
was there
because
something?
it's just a monster.
Yeah,
I know, but in the 23rd century, I mean,
but it's also not the Gorgon from Greek myth, because it's spelled differently. It's Gorgan. It's Gorgon.
Oh,
So like, okay, well, where does that name come from? You know, it's not like when he and Spock were in the cave and he was getting all the heebie-jeebies. You know, it's not like he had some connection to it, or and you know, that would have been cool actually if they explored that cave and how it, you know, that's where those aliens were at one point, because I think Spock indicates at one point or something, or maybe it's the research from the scientists there that, you know, they discovered stuff in the cave from the previous civilization, you know,
yeah.
which is the Gorgons, you know, whatever, you know.
Well, it doesn't do a good job of explaining either that feeling of anxiety though in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's kind of confusing a little bit. Like I don't know. To me, it was just
Yeah.
didn't explain the entity and why. Did you get it? Like why that feeling was coming over them and taking them over was just that the Gorgon doing it. Like
That, yeah,
because,
it's not clear, but I would make the assumption that it is the Gorgon, you know, trying to overcome them to get
so
rid
he
of
didn't.
them.
Yeah, he didn't show himself to the parents.
Right. But he
Just
had this pervasive fear, or that Kirk experienced in the cave, that he was projecting on the parents because the kids were immune to it,
yeah,
you know, and then they just kind of followed him,
yeah,
you know, like a Pied Piper, if you will.
yeah, yeah. So right. So I definitely think, like you said, there was some things that certainly made you think it was better in that regard than I remembered. For
Yeah.
some reason, I was overlooking. Maybe it's because we're older or something, and we're more focused on things like that now, more
Yeah.
philosophical than when we were younger. But I definitely picked up on things I hadn't noticed before. The same way when you look back at an old drawing of yours that you thought was great at the time, and you look back and you see all the mistakes, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You didn't see it in the moment. Like I didn't
Yeah.
see these positive things about it in the moment years ago, but I noticed them now.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. I think one of the things that bothers me, and it really is a minor thing, but it does bother me a lot, was the casting of Craig Huxley. He stands head and shoulders above all those kids. I think it would have been better if they cast kids that were relatively the same age and same size, you know, so that it felt like this children of the damned type of thing, because he seems out of sorts. He's
I
just
kind of
this
always
tall,
thought that too. Yeah.
yeah, tall, gangly kid. You know, it doesn't seem like he'd be playing at the same level, like doing Ring Around the Rosie. And, you know, like when the little girl says, let's go play, you know, I believe her, you know, but I don't believe this 13-year-old kid who's on the cusp of shaving saying that, you know.
Is he
Well, you
10?
know, I
Yeah,
think
he's
they did
about
it because he's a ginger and they know gingers have no soul, so that's why it's so believable.
That could be it.
Yeah, I got the same feeling here. I always felt like there's something uncomfortable about watching that kid. But listening to your captain's log, he's a pretty impressive person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see what he looks like now. I mean, and the fact that he did that bow sound and for V'ger every time they showed V'ger.
Yeah, that he
Pretty
did
amazing.
that. Here's some of his music. Tell me if you can hear this. Give me, you can hear that.
Nothing yet.
I think you have to like share audio.
Okay.
Like if you're sharing something.
All right, hold on.
Anna, you look like you'd be on a Star Trek show, like a Vulcan.
What? Why?
Your eyebrows are so pointed out, like up.
Oh, you know what? So I used to have like arched, like intense eyebrows, and I always looked angry. And my Asian friend, she's like, "Girl, you need Asian eyebrows where they're just straight, and it gets rid of your resting bitch face." And
Well, you look
it
like
does.
a Vulcan who's smiling.
I know.
Well, a Romulan then.
Oh, right.
You look like a Romulan.
Okay, here we go. Share screen. And I do have a picture of him
That's crazy.
today. Okay. Yeah, look at him. I
Well,
love
that's
the
around the
medallion.
time he did the show. He looks about the same age there.
It's 1968.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
He's that old.
Yeah, he's 13 years old. It's these three kids playing this.
That's great.
Isn't that great?
That's amazing. I
Yeah,
love
he's playing the piano on that. I mean,
it's actually some really pleasing jazz to listen
absolutely it is.
to. Did he write that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh,
Now
here
you
he
can
is.
hear, like, you know, it's funny because you can almost hear Steely Dan in there, because Steely Dan is very jazz based.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
yeah,
almost sounds
definitely.
like Steely Dan might be influenced by that. There's just the sound of it. Is that him?
Here we go. This is him doing the blaster beam.
How long ago is this? A year ago?
No, let's see. Yeah, it's a year ago.
So he's still kicking, still around, and here he is.
Yeah, and this is the thing that for the V'ger. So here we go. Let's see what this is. Oh yeah,
Huxley here, master of the blaster beam. I worked on over a dozen epic scores with James Horner, and this one is an early film that was written and directed by Oliver Stone. We were all young dudes at the time, and I am so excited to work with Perseverance Records on a resurrection with a live orchestra of this incredible score. If you're in the upper tiers, you could pay a visit to myself and my daughter Fiona Huxley at this original Enterprise Origins studio in Los Angeles. You could play the blaster beam and explore the highs and lows and lower lows and super lows of the blaster beam.
I just realized too, that's amazing. That you wouldn't have guessed that that young boy was going to end up looking like him.
yeah.
You can't make the connection almost.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. But that sound is also in the beginning of "Beat It" by Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah,
It did sound familiar.
it does sound like that. I wonder if
I'll bet you that they used it for that, because Michael,
Oh.
you know, he was always experimenting with stuff. I guarantee you. I wonder if you could. Can you find out?
Well, let's see.
Graham's like, oh, or I'll find it.
Wait, Ron, you're supposed to do this work.
I'll
You
do
pose
it.
the question. You're on the
I
computer.
close it. You're right. You're right.
All right. What's it called? Blaster beam? Blaster beam in Beat It video? Here we go. Let's see. Oh, I do believe. Hold on a second here.
Is it? Is there?
Hold on. Is that showing now?
No.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Let's see if this is it.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson.
It's really a great instrument because it combines aluminum, which is a soft metal, with magnets,
Crazy.
bronze strings, and it's you know just.
He was also
real
Captain
rich
Kirk's
sound.
nephew.
It's definitely the opening of "Beat It."
I think you're right.
He might
I
come
think
back
you're right.
for this.
all Star Trek stuff. Where's the Beat It stuff? Okay. Let me fast forward here.
Oh, we just talked. Yeah,
Yep.
so-
Beat It, Thriller. Good call, Ron.
It's crazy that he. I mean, I wonder how he got the gig as the kid on the show. Was he related to somebody, or he was just
No,
actor?
he was in a bunch of stuff. He was a very popular child actor of the time, and
Yeah.
Joe D'Augusta had used him in one of the other shows, and he was the casting director for Star Trek, and hired him.
I just think it's fascinating how that kid, like, just from being on that show, like turned it into a whole career through his music like that. That's pretty impressive. Ended
Yeah.
up working in the movies and all that just from being on those episodes.
Well, I don't know that his career started. I think it was in conjunction with being on the episodes. He was obviously a jazz prodigy.
Well, but
and
I
he
mean,
had his, he had his musical career separate, and that just happened that they kind of like came together later on in the Star Trek films.
yeah, what I mean is I wonder, obviously they knew what a great musician he was. So they must have just somebody along the way, how he got the gig to do V'ger and all that. I mean, is it just coincidence that he got those gigs, or was it because he was on Star Trek? Or,
Right.
But it's
Well, he
interesting.
did say that that when he was doing his shows, his jazz shows, that Leonard Nimoy and particularly William Shatner would go to the clubs to encourage him and watch him.
Oh wow!
So
you could see Nimoy doing that more than Shatner.
he said Shatner particularly was
Really?
very encouraging, and
Well, have you heard
Good.
Shatner's music?
Well, that's a good point.
yes, right. Yeah, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, with marmalade skies. That one's my favorite. Marmalade skies.
His acting in this
him
episode, man.
Do you see him on Mike Douglas singing?
Yes, I
Gay,
saw.
it's gay.
He was loving it.
Oh my God. And he's standing up there and he's like, he's got this little groove going, and it's just so white bread. It's so terrible. And
Yeah,
he goes,
the 70s were like that, though. I mean, everything was, family game shows and family comedy dramas, and it was very vanilla back then.
Yeah.
But his Shatner's acting in this, as usual, is so off the hook. Like when the anxiety, but when he's in the elevator with Spock and he ends up this close to Spock's face, and he's like holding on to him, and Nimoy, and you can see Nimoy for a split second. I thought he was. They must have had to do it a few times because he was cracking a bit of a smile right in the beginning, and then they finished the scene.
Yeah.
But if he got in my face, I would have a hard time not laughing. I bet you they did. So.
Well, you'd have said, "Who is this?"
Yeah, I would have. That close to his face.
Yeah.
So now with the bad, I have to get this off my chest before I forget.
Do it.
Right. Are these security guards worth anything at all on the ship? So Kirk goes and the kid asks him, "Oh, can I just hang out on the bridge for a bit?" Which is,
oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, and then he starts doing all this to Sulu and her. And Leslie's, and right before he goes off the elevator, he says to Leslie, and he points at him like, "Watch him,"
Yeah.
And Leslie's just standing there watching the whole thing and doesn't even say anything when he's doing this. And Sulu's,
you can see him in the background.
Yeah, he's just standing there. And even when Kirk is saying something to him, he's just completely expressionless. Like they're just dead.
Yeah.
Like what? I mean, you don't deserve to be paid at all. I mean, I just don't even understand the lack of action by these security guards. It's like, why would they even let that pass? At least turn around and do something to the security guard to make
And prior to that, when Kirk left the bridge, he goes, he's walking towards the elevator and he goes, Mr. Leslie, and he gives him the thumbs, like,
just
keep an eye on this kid.
That's what I just said. Yeah. Yeah. He goes like this, and then he just, and then all he had to do was, Captain, something going on up here, but he doesn't. He just stands and watches the whole thing.
Yeah.
And even
it's like, well, they didn't want to pay him for a line.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, seriously, if he talks, you got to pay him.
Ridiculous.
And you notice there's nobody in the hallways. There's 430 people on this ship, and when they walk out, and when Kirk and Bones walk out, there's nobody around.
No, there's no crew members anywhere.
Yeah, and Roddenberry even wrote about that to the producer. It's like, hey, where are the extras? And it's like, well,
maybe it's
can't afford them,
and everyone's sleeping.
They can't afford the extras. That's the reality.
Yeah, I will say one more sort of pleasant moment was seeing a botanical garden room.
Oh yeah,
that we'd not seen before.
Right,
it was interesting. I mean,
no, we saw that in The Naked Time because remember the hand puppet.
Yeah, but that wasn't a whole room. It was just in Sulu's and chapels.
That's true. Yeah,
they got ice cream in this episode too, which is fun.
Yeah, and I like how he just says, "I want peach," and she just pulls out a cartridge. Like that particular blend happens to be on that cartridge.
Oh yeah, because he says, I want chocolate and blah blah blah. Oh, and peach, and then he's like, oh, she's got 3 cards, and there it is.
Yeah, it just happens to be on there.
There it is. Chocolate.
I'm like looking around, saying, "Does the computer hear him or something?" Or
right? Oh yeah, that's funny.
It's funny because I saw those chips at one of the Star Trek conventions in Vegas, and they're literally just like squares of plywood that's painted.
Yes, exactly right.
It's very high tech.
That's not, well, isn't it? That's interesting though. It's interesting though, because if you think about it, that's sort of the way like architecture has gone in the age of technology. Like, you notice we don't build buildings like the way we used to, with ornate sculpturing and beautiful, like in Spain they were, it was considered gauche, but
it's cost prohibitive.
You don't see that anymore. Now everything is glass and steel, and it's this it's very antiseptic looking. And so we've lost that part of culture, where. And it seems like you could almost make that argument in the future, because even in the Enterprise, the rooms, they're all just very, they have nice coloring, lighting and stuff, but that's it. It's all very, banal. So
this is the first episode that features the United Federation of Planets flag.
Yeah. It looked like for a split second, it looked like the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship thing. Like, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's one other time when they were talking about it, but they just used like a UN flag, like a traditional UN flag, But this is the first time they used the actual design for it, which was kind of cool.
One of the other complaints I'd have on it is that. Well, one of the most shocking thing. Well, this whole thing has sort of you brought up The Exorcist or something, right?
Yeah.
And
the Children of the Damned.
Yeah. I mean, The Exorcist came later, obviously, but it still had sort of like it was going for a gothic horror like type of thing, but it didn't quite pull it off. But what I found more horrifying than anything was those poor bastards getting beamed into space.
Right?
And then it's just they got beamed into space. There's never any like, they're just so desensitized to death on the Enterprise. Like, all these poor red shirts are always getting slaughtered, and nobody cares. These guys just got beamed into outer space and reformed in outer space.
Yeah.
They had time to think for a second, like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
and then, or maybe not. Maybe it's froze.
I thought that was a powerful moment, because when
they should have played
the
that
guy
up.
can't beam up the people, and he says, Spock, and Spock goes and checks it, and he says, Captain, it appears we're not in orbit. And he says, how can that be? That would mean that they're dead. That would just be in the, well, yeah. And then Spock goes, we are not in orbit. Just kind of very matter of fact.
See the view screen, and it's just interstellar space, and it's like, those poor guys. I mean, to me that was cool. Tragic. Absolutely tragic that those poor guys did that. I mean,
Kirk would feel terrible.
You should feel terrible, but he's not. They don't play it up at all. It's like, it's a big deal. And like always, the red shirts they just take it for granted. And I think it's sort of elitist in a way in the hierarchy. You know what I mean? That the people lower on the totem pole, if
I
they
don't think
die,
that's always the case, though. Like in the Apple, when that guy, got blown up, and the one guy got the stuff in his chest, Kirk was down there and he's looking up, and and Spock says, it's not your fault, Captain. And he goes, yeah, it is my fault. I should have left earlier. He definitely had regrets and second and doubts about it. And there was another one too, where somebody, the one with Julie Newmar, where she's pregnant. A red shirt gets killed there because Friday's Child. Yeah, he goes for his phaser, and the guy goes Zip! And throws that thing into him, and then Kirk is like, blaming himself, and Bones tells him, "Oh, you can't blame yourself," and goes, "The lives of my crew is, blah blah blah."
Right. Yeah. So at least express the heavy weight of that,
Yeah.
This like, he beamed him out, and they're like, "Oh, let's go to the bridge." Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
That was shocking to me.
Yeah.
What were you going to say before, Anna? You were going to say something, and we kept talking.
I think I was just making like a snide comment.
Oh, okay.
Like a sarcastic comment on top of something.
Well, what was it?
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I will say I did find it to be suitably emotional at the end, being a father with children. It didn't affect me like that before when I didn't have children. I mean, obviously it affected me, but not like, I kind of just, oh, that's sad. But now looking at it and seeing, and they were actually acting quite well. I thought the kids really did a good job of portraying true sadness and grief and crying and, and seeing their parents and everything and seeing them dead. I thought that was very effective, So it had moments that I thought were pretty, like that was a pretty powerful ending. But everything else other than that, it just, there's too many problems with it.
And Melvin Belli, it was terrible. His lines, it was just, it was like a drone.
Why did they choose him?
Well, you don't listen to the captain's.
No, I know. I already knew before the cast that Raymond Burr was supposed to be. I knew that.
Yeah, but they chose him because they felt that it was a way to garner publicity, because Melvin Belli was a very famous, he represented Jack Ruby. He represented Errol Flynn in his famous, I think it was the rape trial of 42. So, he was a famous, attorney, and they thought, well, this guy wanted to be and do something, and, they could make hay out of it. And they did. They got publicity out of it.
He was
but
like
he wasn't good.
Yeah.
He wasn't good. But the makeup was really cool, I thought, as he turned ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many masks they had to wear there.
Yeah, they put all the different things on. And
I don't know. For me, I just felt like it should have been more. I don't know. It would have been cooler if he didn't have that fatherly looking face, and just been more of a entity like he starts to be. like when Kirk calls him out, he just is like this shimmering thing. He doesn't reveal himself. I thought it would have been cooler if he just was. But I guess to appeal to the kids, he had to have that fatherly look to him.
Well, speaking of fatherly, one of the kids was his kid.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Which
The
one?
little girl, right?
Caesar. He's the one who didn't get the ice cream he wanted.
Oh, that's his kid.
Oh, the little brat.
Yeah.
I thought he looked a little like Kurt Russell as a kid. That kid.
Caesar Belli. Yeah.
Isn't the blonde girl Kirk's daughter in real life, or no? Is that a different episode?
No.
That's a different episode.
Yeah.
That was on Miri.
Miri. Yeah.
Miri.
Yeah.
But that little girl was in other things too.
Yeah. She was in a lot of stuff.
Like not what was she in? I'm trying to remember what show. She was on another TV show, like a regular TV show.
Yeah, well, she was in that Saturday morning show that was a space thing, and that had Jonathan. What's the guy who plays Dr. Smith? Jonathan
Harris.
Jonathan Harris. Let's see, what was that called?
Yeah, and I remember that. And he wore that stupid cape he wears, and he have that hat and the cape on that show.
What the hell is it called? See if I can find that.
Oh, Anthony Mark said, I think she was in The Odd Couple as Felix's daughter. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
She was in the Andy Griffith Show, Bewitched, My Three Sons, Family Affair,
Yes.
The Monkees.
I was going to say Family Affair. That's the one. Family
Oh.
Affair.
She's the original voice of Lucy in the Peanuts cartoons.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Had a career. Is she
the
still
Christmas
around?
Charlie Brown Christmas and the Great Pumpkin.
Is she still around?
I think so. Yeah, I think she is.
I have never seen any Charlie Brown.
You've never seen a Charlie
What?
Brown cartoon?
Mm-mm.
You never
Yeah.
saw the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown?
No.
You're missing out. They're great.
Wow.
Well, I didn't have like TV channels when I was a kid, so we could only see like VHSs that my mom would buy, and that was
You
never
can
one of
probably
them.
find them now on.
I probably could, but I'm a little too old to be watching Charlie Brown.
I still
Well,
watch.
no, I still watch it when.
You watch them with your daughter now.
Yeah.
I guess I could. Is it good?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
good.
yeah. Well, two of them are good. Two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
You got to
how's
watch
the show?
the
Is the
Great
show
Pump-
good?
the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and
Okay.
the Charlie Brown Christmas. Those are
Yeah.
the two you need to watch.
Right.
Anything after that, you can dump.
Wait, but you have TV
No,
channels
there's
now,
the-
and no, I don't. I don't
There's
have
one with
cable.
Snoopy and the Red Baron. There's another one. But what's great about Peanuts is how effectively Charles Schultz paints what children are like at that age.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't lose, you'd think for an adult, a grown man, he wouldn't be able to capture it. But he, more than any other cartoon, he captures the innocence of that better than anyone ever has and ever probably will. They're so perfectly like schoolmates and things like that, and what it's like in the afternoon when you come home from school and they walk to the park, and there's an atmosphere to it in the fall with the Great Pumpkin and the leaves, and and Charlie Brown is the kid who's always getting picked on, and it's very good. It's really, really good.
Oh, I think so.
I mean, it's obviously good for how famous it is.
Look at this shit. Look at Jonathan Harris here.
Yeah, see how that's it. Yeah, that's
He looks like he'd rather have a root canal than be in that show. I mean, look at the hair.
so much holes there. Yeah, I remember that now.
And there she is right here.
Yeah. What's her? Let me see. What's her name? What's the most recent stuff she's done?
She's 76 now.
She's
Pamela-
76.
Yeah.
What?
Pamela Ferdin is her
Can't
name.
be 76. She's only like in 68 there. She's only or 69.
Oh, well, maybe I'm wrong.
She's like 7 years old there.
I thought somebody in the chat said she was 76.
There's no
But
way.
that doesn't
We'll just
sound right.
Google
She's
her.
probably my age, like 62.
Yeah.
Well, were you that age when the show was out?
Yeah, I was born in 62, so I was 7 years old.
Yeah, she's got to be older than us. She's probably maybe 70.
How
I mean, if
old is
she
she?
was
Do you think
10,
she's in that episode?
she's got to be 10, right?
Right. So even then, she would only be
She'd have been born in 58, so she'd be 4 years older than us. Make her like 67,
67.
maybe.
67.
Yeah.
Well, we can find out. What's her name?
Here we go. I'll do it here. Pamela Ferdin. Let's find out here.
Come on, you're the captain.
I've got it here. Share this tab. Let's see what she is.
She's 66.
She was born in 59. All right.
See, so she's not even that much older.
Yeah. So she's 3 years older than us. So she's 66, and she's 5'2". There you go.
Let me see the picture of her up top. How she look now?
Well, I doubt this is today.
I can't really see it, but
Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not her today.
Yeah.
What's the last thing she did?
Yeah, let's look at her bio here. No full credits. Well, looks like Elf Sparkle meets Christmas the Horse. That was 2009.
Yeah, so that was it.
Yeah, all credits. Let's do that.
She's got a long career, that's for sure.
That's it. 2009. Elf Sparkle meets Christmas the Horse.
Is there anything of note, like movies or anything that are more adult, or are they all like kiddie stuff?
Well, she was in Vegas, the TV show with.
Oh, okay.
She was in Chips,
Dan
Beretta, Streets of San Francisco.
Dan Panosian's wife was in Vegas. A couple episodes.
Oh, she was in Shazam.
Who was she in Shazam?
Not the recent one.
No, the TV series from 1974. Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
She's in a Paul Lynde show. She was in Lassie. I remember seeing her in Lassie too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she was the voice of Fern in Charlotte's Web.
Look at that Sea Lab 2020. What year did that come out?
72.
And that was 2020, 5 years ago.
Now it's 5 years.
I gotta
out of
pull
date.
that and see how they predicted what the future in 2020 was going to be like.
Yeah, that would be. Oh, she was in Night Gallery.
Wow, she had a long career.
Yeah, she'd been in a lot of stuff. Cat in the Hat, cartoon.
Mephisto Waltz. Yeah.
Mannix. I used to love Mannix. She's in a lot of stuff.
She was in Charlie Brown, A Boy Named Charlie Brown.
It was a short summer, Charlie Brown. Let's see if she was in the ones that we mentioned.
Yeah, probably. Well, if she was the voice of Lucy, then definitely.
Yeah, 64.
Bewitched, Andy Griffith. It's wild.
Huh. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
Wonder where she is.
Oh, look who's here. Young friendly angel.
Oh my gosh. Alo Presti, the Gorgon of Trianu. Oh my gosh. All right. So let's get into it.
He missed it.
All right. Okay. I got a couple of questions I got to ask.
Yeah.
So how did Kirk know his name was Gorgon? Where did that come from?
We don't know.
He calls him Gorgon.
Yeah, we were already talking about that.
Okay. Just want to
Yes,
see.
we don't have an answer for you.
Okay. Well, what about this? Kirk says, we know who you are and what you are, but they never told us. Did I miss something?
I think he just meant a spirit of evil kind of thing. I don't think it was anything.
So is he the devil, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I find it interesting, because, and we've talked about this before, like in Bread and Circuses, because Roddenberry was sort of an atheist, an agnostic at best. And this one, they mention God in it. There's a line where he says something about God. It's like when they mention money too, when they when they go out of their way to say, well, we don't have that in our century, and yet there's so many episodes where they've got some type of commerce and money.
Well, gosh darn it, I'll bet credits to Navy beans they've got some kind of.
Well, they got credits. They got Navy beans.
The Ferengi refer to something all the time, don't they? Some kind of money.
Yeah. It was in a cut scene. Yeah, but you know what I read about that cut scene was that the scene was cut, but even that scene, the reference was after the fact, so it really didn't explain it. At least that's what I read.
And what did you guys think about this Spock coming up with the legends of this planet? Like, where did that come from?
I actually didn't mind that. I thought that was interesting. They've done that before with creatures and things. They'll say.
Well, there was space legends and from wherever they. Yeah. Okay. All right. But still, and they lived in dirt. Did you notice that? What kind of a colony is that where they're living and rolling around in dirt? This is my home, the dirt. Come play with us.
Yeah. And I like when they show the little video of them playing as kids. They're wearing the same outfits that they're wearing on the Enterprise.
Yeah, I know. It's like well, technically, it had just happened because that guy, the guy they had the video of, was like talking. I always love how they're not talking to any particular camera. They're just like they're on stage or something. They're just talking.
Well, he's talking like to a tricorder, but there's a camera on him.
That's the other thing. Yeah, I know.
Like one of his buddies was
the other thing that bugs me about Star Trek in general, though, is the tricorder. Is why would you not be turning it around so you're facing the screen of the tricorder? Instead, Spock always walks around with the screen. He's playing with the buttons on the other side like this.
Yeah. Well, that's for our benefit.
Like, why wouldn't you just be turning it around and looking at it? But anyway,
so okay, and another question.
Go ahead,
like
Aaron.
all the stuff you guys have already covered.
That's okay.
Okay, so in your intro, Graham, which I wasn't here for, do we know why Melvin Belli is in this show? Was there any sort of connection? Did he know somebody or?
He was a well-known personality and attorney in LA, and they thought that by casting him, they could get a lot of publicity for the show. It was basically a publicity cast.
Am I frozen?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay, because you froze, Graham. So I thought maybe I'm the one who's frozen.
No.
So what did you say? He was a well-known attorney.
Right.
They used it for publicity.
Okay.
Publicity. Yeah, they used him to get free publicity out of him.
And
it pissed off Walter Koenig the most because he felt A, he did a bad job, and B, he took the job of a working actor.
That's because
which is valid. It's valid.
He had more lines than Chekhov did.
Yeah. Oh, did you? I came across this video the other day. It's so cringy. It was, what's the one you hate? Star Trek 5?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was a Star Trek 5 publicity thing. And so it's Shatner in outfit standing in front of a curtain, and there's like a row of news reporters and stuff. And he says, thank you. He's promoting Star Trek 5, and he says, and let me introduce the crew. And then the curtains come back, and he's got a microphone. And he goes up and he introduces Nichelle Nichols and Sulu, and then he gets up to Walter Koenig, and he goes, he forgot his name. Yeah. And he goes, and the guy who played Chekhov.
Yeah. And then he goes, Walter Koenig.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so cringy.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's so terrible.
Poor Walter.
Yeah.
You knew him
I
well.
felt so bad for him,
After
it's
that
like,
many years, you forget his name.
yeah,
I mean, that's so ridiculous.
yeah.
It
It
shows.
just tells you what he
yeah,
thought
look,
about him.
Yeah, it's just a lack of character, really.
Yeah.
Anna, what do you think about all this?
Well, I was thinking about which one I hate to watch more, this or the City on the Edge of Forever.
Oh, how can you even in the same breath? Oh my gosh.
You know
Which
what
one?
City on the Edge of Forever doesn't have?
What?
Melvin Belli.
And a bunch of people
Well,
doing this.
now you just sealed the deal, Anna. Now we know you're a Romulan. You want to know why? Because if you were a Vulcan, you could not speak so illogically.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
No, I don't know. I rewatched this episode today, and usually this episode puts me right to sleep for some reason. But I like how even though it's absolutely ridiculous and there's all these plot holes and it doesn't make sense, that Shatner and Nimoy are still able to take it seriously and be as professional as possible. And not for a second you're like, oh, these guys don't care about
Right.
what they're filming. Like they obviously care. Even like when they get to the planet, they're like, what the hell's going on with these kids? And I don't know, it kind of reminded me, what's that movie where the little kid is evil and everyone's kind of like tiptoeing around? It maybe
the
like a
bad
little bit of
seed? The bad
no,
seed?
kind of a little bit of The Omen, and then that Twilight Zone episode with the little boy that's a monster that like snaps.
Little mummy.
Yeah, go out to the cornfield kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I did fall asleep again this morning when I watched it. So I'm like blanking on the middle of the episode. I fell asleep right when Kirk's trying to give orders on the bridge, and then he realizes Spock is like, well, why do we need to do that, Captain?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like, gosh, shit, they got to Spock. So there is a little bit of that anxiety on like, oh my God, how are they going to fix it with this evil entity? But I feel like it would have been a little bit more believable if it was more like a Rumpelstiltskin-like character, like that kids can relate to, and then at the end, it's like,
Right.
take off the mask and it's a monster. So kind of like the opposite of the Corbinite maneuver. I think it would have hit a little bit more, and I don't think that would have really broke the bank to have
What do
that.
you mean a Rumpelstiltskin-like character? You mean something that's like if it was a
Like a cute little elf that's
a
not gonna
younger
hurt you because
teen.
they're little, No, it doesn't have to be a younger, but, like, it can still be an older
I know what you
person, but
mean. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think
yeah,
that
like something
would
like
be a great idea.
what kid's gonna listen to some fat dude in a dress, right?
Right.
Well, that's the one
Well,
thing
in
about
San
that
Francisco,
that makes
maybe.
sense to me is like that they were complaining about their parents, and yet here was this guy who was older than their parents, and
Right. Why would they trust him over their own parents? You know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
But if it's like a cute little fairy leprechaun Rumpelstiltskin and it's like, "Oh, you'll get all the candy, you'll get all the great stuff," then they
Yeah.
might
Right.
listen because it's, like, whimsical and magical. A little kid's not gonna believe some
Right.
fat dude in a dress,
Yeah.
you know?
That's such a girly take on it, but I love it.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
but it's true. I mean,
It
what
should
kid
have
is
been
gonna listen?
It's such a stuffed animal point of view,
yeah, maybe the Gorgon should have looked like the rabbit from Shore Leave,
They could have
Oh,
done
my
that.
stars and garters.
Well,
Yeah.
the reason as a kid I didn't like this episode because I found it very disturbing because these kids were sort of like they kill their parents, or at least it's sort of insinuated that they were in on it. And
No,
it
they
just
killed
was
themselves.
yeah,
There's
but it was like
suicide.
they kind of drove them to it, as being part of this whole thing. And it was I found the whole thing really disturbing. So I didn't like to watch it. When I watched it again, like I haven't seen this in I probably haven't seen it since I was a kid because I hate this episode. I didn't find it disturbing. I found it like nonsensical, completely underdeveloped. It made no sense. None of the stuff was logical that was happening. I had just and it was like, this is complete trash, but it didn't affect me emotionally like it did when I was a kid. It just, I thought it was stupid.
you're left to assume too much. Like
Yes.
like with the kids, they're doing this, and how did they get that power? How is he able to give them that power to do that?
Right. They're channeling this.
Is that how he seduced them, by giving them that power?
And,
Yeah.
and if
That's-
he has that
that's the
power, why does he
indication.
need them to channel it? Why can't he just exercise that power? What does he need the kids to do it for him?
Right. Why does he need these followers if he can if he can grant them that power, why not use it himself and get everything he needs?
And then I never understood why he turned ugly at the end. I mean, I get the metaphor. Look how ugly evil is, but it's like, it made no sense why, oh, we don't need you anymore. And he turns into this gargoyle. You're like, what?
Well, he was revealing his real face from the
Right.
handsome face that he was showing them.
Man, they needed those Ghostbuster devices that suck the energy, and they suck them into the same one that Jack the Ripper was in.
Yeah. We keep going back. There's this whole collection of like all the villains they beamed out into space.
Yeah, you've got all the,
and there's 2 security guards out there now watching them.
Yes. And did Kirk Kirk overplays it in the elevator where he's like, I'm losing the ship, and he's rolling around and doing that all the time. But then he beams 2 security guards to their death, and he's like, well, if we're not around the planet anymore, those 2 guys are dead. Oh well. You know what I mean? It was like that should have been I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Ron was saying too.
Well, another chalk them up, Spock. There's another 2 red shirts down.
Yeah,
it was so underplayed. Like, it should have been. They should have really pushed the tragedy of that. I mean, even for a second.
Yeah.
Just how dismissive they were. Oh, let's check the view screen. Oh God, let's get to the bridge. After they just beamed these 2 poor bastards who just freaking the vacuum of space just. Because they didn't even have suits on.
No,
they
exploded.
Yeah,
their blood just.
They should have at least shown the ship and shown like the remnants of their splattering on the ship.
They just drove right through it. Then we can find out if the Enterprise has windshield wipers or not.
Or like, as they're sailing away, like just in the foreground, you just see one of the red shirts float by.
Yeah.
Look at how we've improved the show already with Anna's suggestions. Now this, Ron, this is it could have been a great episode.
I love the idea of the Shorely rabbit, like the Easter bunny or something. Like Kirk is like, show yourself, Gorgon. And it's that bunny from the Shorely.
Yeah.
He goes, you again? You?
And Bones comes
Who
up.
is he?
Bones comes up and he says, he still can't believe his eyes. Yeah. I like the scene with the kids when they're getting the ice cream and they ask if Kirk wants an ice cream. And he goes, yeah, I'll just have a small one. Then when he's interviewing the kids there, I thought that was good.
I thought Shatner's acting was good towards the children. Like when they're first on the planet, you can see he's so visibly uncomfortable with how they're behaving,
Right. And he's not buying what McCoy is saying at all.
Well, all these dead bodies, their parents are dead around them and they're all playing.
Right.
And he's like, and the look on his face, that's just how you would be. Like, what the hell?
He's trying to like figure it out. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So
Aaron, we were saying, Aaron, that Graham and I haven't watched the episode in probably 40 years, but I watched it today and we were both saying that we were kind of surprised that we found some things about it that are better because of some of the themes it tries to tackle in the dialogue.
It wasn't as bad as I remember it. So that was pleasing.
Well, I don't think they ever are because we form opinions about these episodes from like a different time in our life, right? And there's many reasons why we like or dislike episodes. And you go back and look at it objectively and you're like, yeah, okay, it wasn't as bad. It still sucked, but it wasn't as bad, or it wasn't bad for the same reasons. I mean, I'm with what Ron and Anna pointed out too, and I guess Graham, you just reinforced it, was that Shatner's performance, except in the elevator, was pretty good. And Spock, they all like, it was a crappy episode and they still, showed up. So you got to give him credit for that.
I think if anybody overacted, it was Jimmy Doohan.
Yeah.
I thought he was a little.
Captain, we're gonna blow up the show.
Yeah. Well, no, when he's in the engine room and the kid is behind the screen, he's doing his, and he was fighting the guys, and they karate chop him and knock him out. That scene, I just thought he was a little over the top there.
But he had a great line. It's like, if you don't touch these things, or you do something and I'll will kill you.
No,
He's
you
like,
really think
whoa,
you think he was over?
whoa, give this guy a drink. Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he was overacting. I think maybe the other guys were sort of underacting. Well, because I mean, if he comes in and he sees the guys are, messing with the ship and they don't realize it, and the ship is out of orbit and everything, he would be pretty flipping out pretty much. I mean, So I don't think he was overacting too much, but whatever.
Yeah. That's not the worst part of it.
No. All right. What's your score, Anna? Banana?
You get to go first.
Yeah, you got to go first, Ron. You're making the
Yeah, Ron.
First in this order.
Alo Presley, the Gorgon of Triana. So never
Triana. Oh my gosh, I'm touched that you would include me in your name.
It's supposed to be play on Triacus. You didn't get that?
No, I got it. I got the Trianus though.
Anyway, my score came up a bit. I was ready to give it a 1, but it's come up because of some of the themes they try to tackle. Like Aaron, we were talking about how it touches upon drug addiction and depression, and just alludes to some of these cults.
The abuse of children as innocence.
Yeah. So I thought it was a brave effort to try to tackle those themes, but it was too much in a jar of a 1-hour script that didn't know what to make of those themes.
Yeah.
This is the second one you could say that about, that we thought had too much going on for a 1-hour show, and it didn't end up developing any of it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It tried to be deep, but it wasn't able to explore some of that.
Right.
Cohesively. So I would give it a 4.
A 4? Oh my
3.5. 3.5, 4. I'm not going to give it a 1.
Ron, the Gorgon of Trianus.
I just want to point out that Fiction Method says that Ron's lowest current score
he knows that
is 3. Yeah, he's the guy who keeps the stats for us.
I know.
Wait a minute.
3.5.
You think this is better than Friday's Child? Are you crazy, man? They made bows and arrows.
I'm giving Ron a second chance.
You're out of your anus, Gorgon. Jeez, relax. I gave that a 3.5.
Oh,
that's what he says.
Tucci.
Tooch.
Tucci, we can't go to dinner at 8 o'clock at night, you freak.
And have a steak for me, because I'm not getting one.
Aw.
Are you going to San Diego?
Well,
Charge
since
it to Mitch.
I did 3.5 for Friday's shot. I hated it that much.
I like
that. I would give it the same score then. Yeah, I equally. I just didn't like either of them.
Are you going to San Diego, Ron?
No, unfortunately, no.
Oh.
Not this year. There's nothing really going on. I just started Berserker 2, so there's no reason for me to go out there.
Billy wants to know 7 is good.
What?
Is
7 for
o'clock
dinner.
good?
Well, it's better than 8. I hate eating past around 9 o'clock at night, but I mean that's fine. That's fine. 7's fine. Thank you, Bill.
7
We
o'clock.
should always leave the show a bit early, and then just who cares about Mitch at this point? Let's just leave it early. Unless you're so busy you can't, then I get it. Because what is it? It ends at 6, right? Or is it?
I don't know. I'm not going.
Yeah.
I don't know either, Ron. I wasn't invited.
It's okay.
Me
I wasn't
neither.
invited either, Aaron.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get the Star Trek girl there too.
Yeah.
And Aaron, I just found out today I get to go to San Diego Comic-Con, so I'll see you there.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Definitely drop by my booth and say hi.
I will.
Okay.
I might bring the baby the first day.
Oh, how
Are you cosplaying there?
Baby
Yeah, I
Peaches.
always cosplay. It's so much easier than actually wearing normal clothes.
Are you doing what cosplay thing are you
Yeah,
doing?
what are we gonna see?
I'm probably just gonna wear I have a dress for each version of the original series, and that's easy because it's just dress, tights, boots, done.
Nice.
I'm lazy.
Now are you gonna do like the 60s beehive?
I don't have a wig for that. I was just thinking, well, now that Ron's teasing me about my eyebrows, I have a black wig. I can just put the Vulcan eyebrows.
I think
be
it
wrong.
looks great. Honestly, I find it very, very.
Well, I have a blonde wig, and I have the 7 of 9 like prosthetic, so I could just do that, which is really easy.
So
And
you're
You
I'm
did
one
that
of those
the last
women that
time
I
I
can't
saw you.
stand when other women have the same outfit as me. So I'm like,
What
if I
the-
do 7 of 9, but TOS, then no one will have that one.
out
And
of
if they do,
all,
I'll be pissed.
out of all the cosplays, what's the one that got you the most most attention? Do you think?
Probably Rogue.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you put the stripe in your hair.
Well, that's what kind of started it all because my birthday's Halloween, so I actually got my hair done like Rogue, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you should cosplay," and so I was like, "Okay."
Cool.
You know, you came by
Thank you,
my
Billy.
booth. You came by my booth last year you were there to show me your Wonder Woman outfit, and I wasn't there and I missed it.
I
didn't-
know. I walked by your booth like 3 times and you weren't there, and I was like, "Forget this. I gotta go."
Oh,
The hell with this guy.
I saw the 7 of 9. We got a picture together, and I was
You have
shocked at how-
that because I
how
was
tiny
looking
you
for it
are.
and I can't find it.
Oh, I've got it.
And you guys can see how the height difference between me and this giant over here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have it. Well, not next week, but I'll bring it up.
Mhm.
I've got it someplace on my phone, but I don't think I have
Are
it
you,
downloaded.
are you going with your baby and your husband?
He's not coming, but I might bring her
Peaches
just
isn't
because like
coming?
babies don't need tickets. So I might bring her. I think I might go pick it up on Thursday and check out some things on Thursday. So if it's just for a little bit, I might bring her. But
You know what you should do? You should come as the Indian chick with Kirk's baby. Is what
oh
you
yeah,
should do.
that won't get me canceled even more.
Don't bring your baby to that freak show. Corrupt her too early. She's gonna have those memories imprinted on her young mind.
Oh, she
Oh,
needs to know
great.
early what she's getting into. All right. So Ron's a 3.5.
We need a score from you.
I'm trying to remember what my score was for The City on the Edge of Forever because I want to give it like half a point more than that.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
I
It's
just
like a 4, I think.
I got to admire your complete disregard for your credibility. It's amazing.
Okay, 2.5 for this one because I liked Spock and Kirk's acting in it.
Well,
Ian Cat's
Cat's
Paw won?
that cat's ball was a 1.
It was, yeah, which I cannot stand that episode. But yeah, this one I think it had potential, and I liked their acting. But yeah, City on the Edge of Forever, I fucking hate that episode. So it's
Yeah, but you
lower.
don't hate it as much as cat's paw.
No, I don't. That episode's like unwatchable.
Okay, so this one evidently is watchable, and so what do you think?
I will honestly say this. I will never watch this episode again because I don't have to. I will never do another Star Trek show, and I will never watch that episode again. So I'm trying to think if there's a third season episode that I hate worse than this one. And
I can think of 2.
The Lights
Well-
of Zetar.
No,
Oh,
I was going to say
too.
the one about the space hippies at the.
But do you really? The space hippies at least have the guy has like funky ears and weird
Yeah.
feet,
Yeah,
and there's little
but
romance.
the one I hate even more is the one with the midget and the they're in Roman clothes and it's
Oh,
the first interracial kiss.
Yeah, it's Plato's stepchildren.
Plato
No.
stepchild. I hate that one.
Yeah.
What? The one with
gotta-
the first interracial kiss and the midget? You don't
Yeah.
like the midget?
No, man, the way to Eden drives me freaking nuts.
Oh, I hate
Yes,
that one.
It's too much of it takes too much of the current 60s climate and
Yes.
fast forwards at 20
Yes.
into a century where it wouldn't exist.
Yes.
That culture wouldn't exist then. So the fact that they had it on the Enterprise, the hippies and the music,
Yeah.
and I got clean bill of health, a document. It was so and
Hey, that's now, man.
Yeah, that's right. Crack my knuckles and
now.
jump for joy. Got a
I
clean
mean,
bill of health from
they-
Dr. McCoy.
it betrays the whole show. The fact that they're that they took the 60s. It's maddening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, you know how culture comes and goes, Ron. Maybe it just recycled itself back in the 24th and a half century there, or 23rd
Not
century.
like that. It wouldn't.
You're bringing up excellent points about suck episodes that maybe I actually will hate more than this one. Because this wasn't as bad as I remember it, or at least not for the same reasons, which
Yeah.
made me a little bit more okay with it. But God, it just
You're
made
more
no
mature now. When you watch it now, we have a lot more life experience behind us.
Yeah.
What was your number, Anna?
2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Just to give it a little breathing room, because we do have some really crappy episodes coming up, I'm going to give this, I was going to give it a 1, but because it's a little better than I remembered it, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3, just to give myself some breathing room for these other sucky episodes that are coming up, just in case I hate them worse than this one.
Mm-hmm.
So 3.
It's a wise move. That's a wise move. All right.
I'm wise. It's wise.
I am. Hey, Ron, come on, man.
It really matters.
My wisdom is just, it's like blowing you away right now. You can't even handle it.
Yeah, that's one way of
What
putting
do you mean? Like it matters? Yes, it matters. This is our world, Ron.
Yeah.
For this hour, this is our
I'm
world.
happy for you.
I'm gonna go with. I'm stuck between what Aaron and Ron graded. I'm not sure if a 3 or a 3.5, but I'm gonna give it the 3.5 just because I want to have a little more room, and there was some good stuff in here that I didn't remember. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Yeah, me and Graham were pretty much dead on agreement with everything.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is, Aaron, you brought up a lot of the same points we brought up during the episode that stuck out to you. So you were kind of thinking the same things.
Yeah. Well, I apologize for actually having to redo the episode once I showed up. You guys already did it. You're already tune out. Then I show up. We got to do another 40 minutes. Sorry.
We're all like, we already went over that.
Oh, he's like the kid that shows up late to class, and he's like, "Now, what was that?"
And I do this, and the teacher goes, "It's okay if you're late."
That's right.
That was yeah.
I don't know. I do that, and I get suspended.
Woo!
Working a little blue tonight, Nolan.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's here all week.
I love how Anna's just in her own world. I
know, she just
look at her, and
us
she's
out.
just like this, like looking around.
Not to get too much details. I'm kind of fighting with my mother-in-law right now, so it's like this is my escape from reality right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get along with
Mother-in-laws.
her,
Can't tell.
Let's just say there's like one thing I've asked of everyone: don't post photos of my children on the internet.
Oh.
Grandparents, though, you know how they
Well,
are.
let me tell you, that's one of the reasons why I suggest not bringing your daughter to the con, because
Yeah, well, see, that's one of the reasons I always go in cosplay is so nobody recognizes me.
But
Yeah.
Anna, if you're going as a Star Trek chick, everybody's
You
going to
don't know
recognize you.
Well, they
Oh,
might
look,
see me,
there's
but they
Anna
don't
in
know
a
who I
blue
am.
dress. There's Anna in a red dress.
here's Anna's baby. Let's take pictures of Anna.
There's
with her
Anna in a gold dress.
Yeah, that's right now. I'm like, you know what? She's so little, like she's gonna change, so I shouldn't let it bother
Put
me
a
as
couple of
much. But
Spock ears on her, and no one will
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if William Shatner is going, but it's like I want to get a picture of her and William Shatner before,
Oh, there's no way you're gonna go and take a picture with William Shatner and not bring up my situation with him.
I want him to be nice to me, Ron.
You've got
Well, get him on our show. That's your job.
you
Anna.
gotta
That's why you
somehow
go.
just
You
bring
get
it
him
up.
on our show. We don't tell him about Ron, and then we buttonhole.
No, you have to tell him about me because he's not coming on the show. So you have.
Well, he's
to
not
bring
coming
it up.
on if you're on, but that's
And
why we
say
want
we're
to.
on a Star Trek show, and
If we paid him, he'd come on. But
tell him that I'm actually in the process of putting together a recreation film, a short film of what happened there. That'll.
do you think he even remembers, though, Ron? Was it that scarring?
There's no way he doesn't remember that. There's no way. It was just him and I.
It happens to him every show he goes to with somebody else.
Not that way. It didn't. No, the way he responded, it all freaked
See,
out.
Steve has a great idea. He said, "Bring it up after the picture."
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, let me thank Russell Hall here for he's our super chat guy today. I wonder how Gorgon would handle the Epstein files. Well, probably better than it's been handled. Also, gingers have souls. You're thinking of Japanese. Okay.
No, Russell's just defending gingers because he is a fucking ginger.
Oh, okay. Fitting that the V'ger guy seems like a huge douche. I wouldn't say that, Russell. 90s South Park wrote The Best Kids, right? And Anna, we've seen your baby. Relax.
You have not. I blocked her face. I don't think anyone's got a clear shot of her.
Did you run into any bears or anything when you're out there in the woods?
No, but I caught a cold.
Well,
we saw bald eagles. You missed the whole conversation before we went on air.
I won't bring it up again. We got to go. I know it.
You're fine.
I'll pretend I remember. Oh yeah, that's right. You did talk about bald
She
eagles.
caught a tardigrade.
All right, gang. Well, next week we have Spock's brain.
Oh baby, it's so bad it's good.
Yes. I can tell you right now, it's going to get a higher rating than this one.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely tune in, guys, next week. Thank you, everybody, for always tuning into our show. We always enjoy it, and we have a lot of fun when you're in there, and I hope you have fun watching it. So till next week, we'll see you then.